Yeah, we got 51. We're delighted with that. It's huge effort from everybody this year. We got 50 last year, 9th position. But we had to work harder this year for it. Had more injuries to key personnel that we had to deal with, and we've come through as a group and been really strong.
The game should be done really in the first 15, probably 20 minutes, and had 3 great chances and not taking them. And that has been a frustration all season, and that is the reality of going up the levels and playing at a high level. You have to take the chances, you have to make the big moments yours. Once again, generally a good performance, a solid performance, defended very well. Particularly they put a lot of balls in the box and we dealt with that well. Good shape, good energy, made chances, got to take them. And that's the frustration over the season for sure.
It wasn't anything like the level that we hit last weekend. Difficult conditions, I think everybody understood that, but in the end we just found a way to make sure that we took something out of the game, and thankfully results elsewhere seem to have gone for us. So I think if my maths are correct, we've confirmed 9th in the Premier League again. So from our point of view, back-to-back top 10 finishes is something this club hasn't done for 40 odd years. So it's a real achievement, something that we're all very proud of. But next year we'll test them again and try and do better than we've done this year.
I thought it was on show again. Pride in our performance, how we work, how we operate, the will and demand that we put on the players was on show again. And for the fans as well. It's important they realise they've got a team who do give everything, no matter what the circumstances. And I thought that was definitely on show today.
There's a lot of big performances. Ryan, in fairness, I came to the press conference yesterday and told everybody he wasn't playing, because that's what I've been told. But lo and behold, they turn up at training after the press conference and he's putting his hand up to play, and I think that shows the leadership that he has.
What was Ryan's problem? Was his knee problem that he suffered?
Yeah, he just opened his knee on Tuesday, so it was really sore Wednesday and Thursday. Didn't train obviously after the injury, so it was only Friday, like I said, after it had already been to the press. They trained after the press conference, and Ryan saying he'd like to give it a go in training on Friday morning, and after Friday basically said he was fine and he was raring to go, so credit to him.
Sure, the season maybe would you reflect back and think, what could have done differently, what would have changed?
Well, you're always looking for your own angles. It always starts with you, as manager. It's not. I'm not really one for excuses unless I think they're actual real moments that are the truth of the matter. Of course, you always reflect on yourself, what you're doing. But the one thing I set out this season, and I spoke to the staff and I spoke to the players, if things don't work out, you've got to know you've got to go, in my opinion. Not for me to lay in bed at night thinking, what if, why didn't I do that, why didn't I do this? The one thing we've done is had a real go at being in the Premier League, home and away, taking every game on. Because if you don't, in my opinion, and you're laying there in bed at the end of the season and you've tried to defend it out and you've played hope for the best football and just backed off and let everyone have the ball, etc., and it doesn't work, then you're in trouble, in my opinion, because then you're scratching your head thinking, why didn't I have a go? It's always the balance.
A couple of outstanding saves in the first half which kept us in the game, which were a key moments in the game as well, and that's when you've got a good keeper, when maybe you're not playing particularly well at any stage in the game, and that's when you need a keeper to stand up and keep you in the game, and that's certainly what Jack did. So really pleased that I was able to give him the game time. Yeah, I think with the last 3 games I've given him, I think he's arguably got better in each game he's played.
Look at teams like Stoke as a model for a Premier League club.
Well, a lot of people speak of, different models. You had Charlton many moons ago, up and down, eventually strong, and then, unfortunately not over the last few years. West Brom did a version of that. There's no guarantee with that. The Championship's a tough level. Our fans have seen it themselves over the last few years, and they saw how hard we had to go to get into the Premier League. So there's no guarantee, but what I do know is the club is in a fantastic position and shape than it was, from where it was 2.5 years ago when I got there. So behind the disappointment, there is a lot to be proud of in this football club, not just for me, for the players, the staff, the board and the supporters.
Asmi will come back for the last game, and rightly so, because he's been our #1 keeper all year, so he'll play against Liverpool, but Jack's development will have been enhanced by the fact he's had these 3 games. Okay.